Hi, everybody. This is Cristina from TriathlonMami, Dashstrom Coaching, and Dashstrom Run Clubs. And I help moms just like you redefine what's possible for themselves, for their families, and for their communities. And one of the tools that I do that with is by helping you start a profitable children's fitness business. And over these past, we're doing the 12 days of nonsense, which are an exploration of the 12 biggest reasons why I see moms hold back, right? I talk to moms on the phone, the things that I hear them saying and what they're not saying about why it is that they just can't take that leap to fulfill their dreams. Now, this is assuming that your dream is to be a mompreneur, that your desire is to start a business for yourself where you can earn income, you can be with your family, you can work on your health and impact your community. All right. So today's nonsense has to do again with kids and with our children. And I forgot to tell you, I don't see comments. So if you're putting comments and I don't reply to them on air, it's because I don't see them. All right. So let me organize here. All right. So today's nonsense again has to do with our kids. And it's this concept that we need to be like, we are our kids' certainty and we are our kids' safety. And so if we are unsure or if we're doing something and we're struggling and then our kids see a struggle, then their sense of the world's safety is going to dismantle and I'm doing them a disservice. Now, I know you may not necessarily say those words, but that is what is going on inside, right? That's part of our subconscious programming. That what if our kids see us struggle? What happens to them? And we're going to take this step by step because this is something I'm really passionate about. So, did you know? And I get it, right? Because our kids, they look at us and especially when they're little and we're their entire world. It's like mom can't do no wrong. We're everything to them. And in fact, like the bond between a child, especially like a young child and their mother, whether it's their natural mother or not, it's so big that even there's the story that there was this little boy and the mom kept abusing him by burning him with cigarettes. And even in the ER, who does the boy cry for? His mother. That is how strong those ties are. So we want to be that, not only do we want to be that strength and certainty and security, we kind of already are. So, what happens if we follow our dreams, if we do something out of our comfort zone and they see us struggle? We're not doing them a disservice. We're actually doing them a service, right? Because what kind of child or adult do you want to raise? Do you want to raise an adult who believes that they have to follow somebody else's path because they're not smart enough to figure out their own, or that their options are limited because of the color of their skin or how their last name sounds, or that they can't go for anything that they want to? Or do you want your child to grow up into an adult who is empowered to make those choices for themselves? Hopefully, you think the latter. Now, let's say that your child wants to try out for the football team or the gymnastics team or for a role in the play or whatever your child is into, right? Are you going to tell that child, you know what? I don't think you should do it because what if you try out and you don't make it? That would be really embarrassing. Or you tell them, it's like, I don't know. That's a little bit of a stretch. What if you try and then you're going to be at that moment of the game that you have the ball and it's all going to be on you and you fail, and that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. You're not going to talk to your kids like that. You're not going to say that. You're going to tell them, of course you should try for it, and maybe you try and you don't make it, but at least or you're going to try and you're going to learn and you're going to, like, we have the words to say to our kids. But if we have the words to say to the kids that are empowering of why they should do something that they are uncomfortable with, but yet we don't do it to ourselves, this is what they hear, literally. Well, maybe not literally. Blah, 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 blah. Because kids don't listen to our words, especially my teenagers, but they do not listen to the words. They mimic what you do. Look how a child walks. If you walk straight, the child is going to walk straight. If you have a gait, like I have an injured leg, my kids are freaking teenagers. And I saw my kid walking the other day, and he was starting to walk with my gait. They don't do what we say. They mimic what we do. So we can't sit there and tell them, go for it, try for the football team. Who cares if your friends think you're crazy because you're a girl? Try for the football team anyways. And we don't do those things ourselves. It's going to fall on deaf ears, or it's going to be incongruent, or they're going to think, you know what, my mom's full of shit, which is pretty much what they're going to think. So you can't be incongruent. You can't tell them to do something and you not doing it yourself. Now you're going to tell me, because I know this is coming. Oh, but Cristina, the stakes are completely different. I mean, this is about my kid trying out for a football team. But me, it's like, I'm investing real money here. Like, this is a bigger deal. To you, it's a bigger deal. To your kid, it's not. So the same stress, like when you have a young child and they can't find their favorite toy, and they looked all over the house and it's really frustrating, and they just can't find their toy, and they throw a tantrum, that stress for that child is just as important to them as it is for you to pay your mortgage and the stress of you not knowing where the money is going to come from. So do not underestimate the trials and the tribulations that your child is having, because they don't compare to yours. They're a kid, and a kid experiences things at a kid level. An adult experiences things as an adult level. And guys, I'm not making this up. I know this. I've been working with kids for 15 years, right? So don't underestimate what their stresses are. Don't sit there and tell yourself, oh, yeah, but we're just talking about a football game. I'm talking about like investing money in a business. They're the same. And not only are they the same, but your kids are going to watch what you do, not what you say, and then they're going to follow that example. So let's say that you invest in yourself and that you start a business and that you struggle. Because let me tell you this, you will struggle. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like this straight, beautiful path where everything works out exactly the way it's supposed to. Sometimes it's harder and sometimes it's easier. And if you have a guide to follow and a proven strategy, you're going to be successful. But even though you're going to be successful, there's going to be some struggle along the way. So what if your kids see that? On the contrary, show them that, right? Like, stop hiding behind them and use this opportunity to teach them grit and to teach them resilience, to teach them that not only is it okay to follow your dreams, but that if you struggle, this is how you stick to it. Because they're going to then be allowed in their mindset, in their subconscious, they're going to be allowed to follow their dreams, and they're going to know that it's okay if it doesn't work out in the first minute, because they have seen how you went after your dreams and how you had to struggle and work to make it happen. And I'm going to give you my personal example of how this happens in my household. Right now, my boys are teenagers, but they have been with Run Club with me since second grade and third grade. Like they've been through it all. So they're an integral part of my business. In fact, some of the games that we play, they came up with. So, they have always seen me. I've taught in their middle school, like an official class, like inside a classroom with their friends, and they were there, and I would run things by them to see if they thought that, it was going to be appropriate for that class, blah, 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 blah. All of that to say that my kids know my business and they have been involved in my business. So with this quarantine, we're all home, and we decided, okay, we're going to have a bonus, right? So if I set a goal for that month, and if I meet the goal, if I work with X amount of clients, then they get a bonus. or after a certain amount of clients, we're going to New Zealand, even though we can't go anywhere, something like that. And they are like, so their job is to leave me alone, right? Is to, if I'm doing a Facebook Live, to not put the TV on at, 1,000 decibels so that I can do my live in peace. So they participate in my business and they have skin in the game of my business as well. But I don't always meet my goals because I set really aggressive goals. And that's actually something that we teach the kids in our curriculum, because if you don't set aggressive goals, you're never going to get there. So I set aggressive goals, and there are a lot of times that I don't get it, even though, and this is the trick, even though my kids did everything right. So I could sit there and tell them, it's like, you did everything wrong, but I didn't meet my goals. So no, because that's how life is. Sometimes you do everything right and things still go wrong. And that is okay. That doesn't mean that you give up. That doesn't mean you have a consolation prize. That just means that it's life, that you learn, you scrape off your knees, and you keep on going. So showing them the good side of things with the bonus and the bad side of things, when you don't get it, it doesn't disempower them. It doesn't feel like, oh my God, mom's business is not going. So, we're not going to have enough to eat tomorrow. That's not where it goes. My struggle shows them that struggles are part of life and that you need to keep on going. So this nonsense of, what if I start my business, but my kids see me struggle, it's actually more than a nonsense. It's a disservice. Okay. And I want you to go back to that example of your kid trying out for the football team or for the cheer team or for the drama club or whatever. And you telling them, don't do it. Don't do it, because, there's a chance that it's going to be hard. And, maybe people will see that it's hard, and what are they going to think about you? Or maybe you don't make it, and how embarrassing. Or, you know what? You're not enough. So you're not going to be enough. And it's just going to make you feel bad. We would never say that to their children. So don't say it to yourself, right? Because again, and through your actions, because they're not listening to you, they're watching you. Okay. So I hope that was clear. And I hope that wasn't too preachy. It's just something, again, that I feel so strongly about, because I have seen kids that really have no idea what to do when something goes wrong, because nobody has ever showed them, and because we parents hide everything from them. Okay, cool. So what to do? If you have been listening to our 12 days of nonsense and you're like, I think I'm ready to have the conversation with Cristina again, or for the first time, about starting my children's fitness business, then click on this link and let's talk. Again, it's not a sales call. It is a call. I mean, if you are a fit, I'm going to invite you into the program, and then you can choose to join us or not. But it really is to see if you are a fit, and to kind of take away all these different masks in front of you so that you can follow your dream. Okay, so go to this link and book a call. I know that my schedule is a little crazy, so if it's like nothing is available that you can do, shoot me an email or send me a comment, okay? The other thing you can do is, if you're not ready to start your business, and this is so important, okay? If you're not ready to start your business, but you are relating to these topics that we're talking about, and you can see how you are holding yourself back, or how you don't think that you are worthy, or how you are using your kids as reasons for you not to do something to yourself, then please join the Mind the Gap program. It's $3.25 a day. And everybody that has going through it right now is really having a ton of breakthroughs. And I want that for you too, because after that, you may or may not start a business with me. It doesn't matter, but you're going to be so much more empowered as a woman, as a mom, and as a consequence of that, your kids are going to be empowered as well. And at the end of the day, that is my mission. Okay. So go to mtd.dashstrom.com. There you're going to see a masterclass about why it is that we sometimes do things even though we know better. I hope you enjoy the masterclass, and you can sign up there. Finally, leave a comment. Tell me what your biggest aha was. Send me a question. Tell me what's going on with you. I'm happy to help. And every time that you do, it's one entry so that you can win a Mind the Gap program, a subscription to the Mind the Gap program. That's a 30-day program. So you get that for $0 for free. So let me know. Let me know what you're thinking and what your big insights here were. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. And until then, have a wonderful day.